What's up, Fortnite fam? With the start of the new season comes new updates to the game. But how can we expect some of these changes to impact competitive? Let's talk about it right now. The first change we have to talk about is the Rave Cave. You may have known this area as Covert Cavern or Command Cavern in the past. However, now it is the bright and bumpin' Rave Cave. This area has been stacked with stationary mobility items like the slipstreams, launch pads, and geysers surrounding it. Another huge advantage to the area is the elevation on top of the Rave Cave and nearby. It is very easy to get surge tags from this POI, as well as a good understanding of what is ahead of you as you rotate. On top of all this, it has an incredible loot spread throughout the cave. This drop has up to 65 chest spawns, making it the most of any POI on the map. Also, you can now access the vault with your teammates instead of having to get that pesky card. While the POI is incredible, it's not the only new one on the map.
The brightest new POI on the map is Reality Falls. Located on the western half of the island, this new location features beautiful trees, waterfalls, and an assortment of new terrain. When teams are landing at Reality Falls, they have two main options: landing on the reality tree itself or on the waterfall side. Each has their strengths and weaknesses. Players landing at the reality tree have fast access to chests for quick looting and also the reality tree's mobility. There's no materials up there, however there's a ton at the base, and they can use the air vent from the tree to go and grab some on the east side of the POI. On the waterfall side, players near the falls have much more loot available to them, but with a catch. A large amount of this loot can be found underground, alongside an almost unbelievable amount of fast harvesting brick. This means that players landing here can easily be pushed and pinched by teams landing at the reality tree. So if you really want to land here, make sure your box fighting skills are up to par. Reality Falls won't just be used by the players landing there, however. With the viable drop spots nearby, you will see other players rotating through this POI to utilize the tree's air vent for rotations. You can travel roughly 450 meters with this, so this will definitely be utilized a lot for far zones. While we all know and love the standard mushrooms we've had for seasons, a new one has appeared known as the Bouncy Slurps room. If you walk or even bounce on these, they will give you 15 shield or health. You'll have to wait another 20 seconds before they recharge to do it again, but in the meantime you can use them as fall damage protection and mobility around the entire biome, even jumping onto things around you like an old depot container. These allow players to keep a lot of the healing items they find in the early game, as they won't be needed when landing near these trusty mushrooms, so we expect that teams leaving this biome will have an inventory stacked full of heals. Now, an interesting strategy with these are to box them up in the mid game and use them to recover health whilst going for surge tags. You may be wondering, how is that possible? Well, since they recharge every 20 seconds, you can trade some damage with another team, and rather than using your shields to heal up, you can continually use these mushrooms, keeping you stacked for the endgame.
The new geysers offer great mobility. They're spread throughout the new biome in the southwest corner of the map. The geysers activate every 14 seconds, and this occurs with or without players standing on it. If you are on a geyser when it explodes, it shoots you up into the air, giving you the ability to glide. Pay attention when you're near a geyser. You cannot build directly on top of it. Additionally, the geyser will break players' builds. They can be great for rotations, but be careful parking yourself too close. Lastly, we have to talk about all the scavenger routes you can find within this biome. There are numerous chests, floor loot, and ammo boxes located outside of the named areas. Believe it or not, there's actually more to take advantage of on the outskirts of this area than what is within Reality Falls. On top of this, you have a great spread of material to farm as you rotate around the outskirts. While it is heavily wood and brick, you could find a decent amount of metal. On top of all the loot and material you can find, you'll also notice how covered you are with the surrounding trees and large mushroom structures. This provides a seamless early game as you rotate around and prepare for the mid and late game.
With FNCS right around the corner, understanding this new area is going to be very important to the season. Until next time, we'll see you on the battle bus. Beep beep!